and you love her, the wonderful Alyssa Marie Coons. You have no idea that I need to you. You're so
It's actually cool because you can get your work done a lot faster, but it's like I kind of wish I was in school, but at the same time, it gives me more time to like, do music and stuff like in the middle of the day, which is really cool.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then we gotta address the other one, obviously, COVID-19. Are you and your family safe and sound, and your friends?
Yes, so we've been practicing social distancing a lot, and I've just been staying home and, doing music, cleaning the house, watching Netflix, just, the
Just the
usual.
usual.
Yeah, but just staying home. I'm usually a person that's like going and going and going. And all my gigs got canceled for the next 2 months, which is really like a downer. But it's okay because like I want to make sure everyone's safe and everything. So
Let's expound on that a little bit. Obviously, you artists, I mean, you don't play, you don't get paid.
yeah.
A little different for you. You're still kind of at home for a minute, but for all your other artist friends out there and stuff that that's pretty much their livelihood. If they don't play, what are your feelings on that, and what as we as fans and supporters can do to help you guys? We see your tip jars and we drop it in when we can. Is there anything else that we can do to help you guys out?
Well, I think that it's great because of like everything with social media, everything online. I recently created a Venmo and a PayPal just so when I'm doing my live, if anyone wants to feel tipsy, but like as for us too, the people watching may also be struggling financially because of they don't have a job right now either. So it's always like you have to do what's right for you too. But those things are also available, and a lot of artists have them too, which I think is awesome. Because technology, man, like sometimes it could be bad, but most of the time it does great stuff like that.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, we're just going to jump right in here and get on some questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you first know you wanted to be an artist?
Well, I always was singing, but I think I really realized I wanted to be an artist when Danielle Bradbury was on The Voice. She was like my main inspiration for country music, especially. I performed like a couple times before then, but like I didn't have my heart set on it until I saw her because she was like a lot like me, like shy and everything. And I actually got to meet her. I think it was like 2 years ago, and it was like awesome. Like it's like meeting your biggest inspiration is crazy, and she was so sweet, and that was definitely like a major factor into that.
That is awesome. She was one of my favorites of probably all time on there, along with the late Christy Grimmie. I loved her as
Oh,
well.
yes, yes,
I mean,
she's.
she was pretty awesome. I got to see her once, but
I
we
know
won't.
it's.
We'll move on from that.
Yeah.
Who are some of your influences growing up?
uh, Danielle Bradbury, Taylor Swift, right behind me. Right now, it's definitely like all still them. Kelsey Ballerini also behind me. Yeah, just like anyone really in country music, I just always thought it was awesome.
That's awesome. That's I love Taylor. I know a lot. She's got a lot of bad knocks, but I have always stood in her corner. Very
Mm.
smart business lady.
Oh
They
yeah,
they
she's
can say what they want to, and you know what? She don't care. She
awesome.
goes to the bank every day. She ain't got no problem.
Her music's awesome, so.
Well, I think we covered that one. The next question I was going to ask you, obviously past tense was who were some of your influences, but is there anybody like a Parmalee or a Luke Combs or anybody like that you kind of idolize today, or Cassidy Pope, another Florida girl.
She actually went to my high school.
Yes.
She went to the high school I go to.
I do know that.
I love her. She's amazing too. Parmalee's really good. I like the song that they just came out with Blanco Brown.
Right.
Yeah. Luke Combs, I mean like Jason Aldean, he's my favorite like guy right now in country music. Like I just jam out to his songs. So like I always try to write a song like that where people
I like Jake Owens as well. Another
Oh,
Florida boy.
he's from my area, like right up.
They're all Maggie's from down there where you're at, Maggie Ball.
I just wrote a song.
You guys are away from me, but I get to see you every now and then. Maggie used to come up here and play a lot of the Orlando stuff of the festivals and stuff. I hope once we get past this, they'll start them back up, and you'll be able to come up, and we'll be able to get together, and maybe I'll do a live stream of your show or something.
That would be awesome.
I used to do that for there's another girl down from your area, Carly Joe Jackson. She's more of a pop artist, not so much country song. Yes. And then obviously the girl from here, Bailey Callahan.
Yes, I wrote a song with her when I was in Nashville.
Awesome girl, tall.
One of
the only girls I ever met is as tall as I am. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, she's a little bit taller than I am. And then my girl's Dixie.
Oh yes.
Dixie.
They're so like nice on Instagram and
but
stuff.
we have a plethora of talent here. I mean, a lot of people don't know what's her name. I want to say her name's Alyssa as well. Alyssa Cooksey, maybe. I think she's down from around your area. But I used to live in West Palm Beach. That's why I kind of got into that. I seen that music scene that was going on in that because it was spilling over from Miami. Because I used to take the tri-rail down to Miami to go to work. So.
Oh yeah, I've taken that a couple of times.
It's pretty cool. Well, you'll be able to take it pretty soon, all the way up and back, because this new line they're doing is going to come all the way up here and connect into Disney, and then go up into Daytona Beach, and then it's going to go back down to Miami. But it's going to connect to that tri-rail. They call it the speed rail or something like that. Some weird thing. All right, next one. Let's get into your music and your current single. How did this song come about?
Which single are you talking about?
Well, I know you have two. You have The Country Girl, and then you have Oblivious.
Yes.
So let's talk about both of them. I mean, because it was almost like back to back. You released one, then you released the other. And for me, awesome. I was like, yeah. But for you, you're kind of like, okay, which one do you want to talk about?
Well, I didn't know. Right. Well, basically, I had to write when I was in Nashville, and I had the idea I wanted to write about someone being oblivious about the way you feel about them, because that happens a lot, especially with people my age and like the girls I was.
Don't be so obvious.
It's just crazy, and the girls like that I wrote it with, they were a little bit older than I am, but they have also experienced it. So I was like, wow, that's awesome. So we basically just started writing it, and it came out so well. They were awesome. And then for Country Girl, I was thinking about writing something about like my life and like where I live, because I live in like Waxahachie, so I have a lot of like space and stuff, and so I'm like, maybe I could describe that. So we wrote a song about that, and that's how that came about.
That is very awesome. I grew up on 10 acres, so I kind of grew up on a farm. My Uncle Charlie had a quarter horse racetrack right across the street. So
that's awesome.
But to be honest with you, I really wasn't into country music till Garth Brooks come along.
Oh, he's awesome. Yes.
I was into, wait for it, are you ready? Disco.
Oh, really?
Way before your time, but ask mom and dad, they'll tell you. Polyester and feathered hair. What are you going to do?
Oh, wow.
what was the very first live performance you did, and at what age were you?
I was 7 years old, and it was at this little bowling alley. I sang like 2 Justin Bieber songs to a backing track.
Nice. Yeah, I was reading on. Well, I was reading a little bit in your bio, and you play piano.
Yes.
Yes. Nice. Very nice. Well,
Thank you.
I guess it all goes in with the music. I mean, obviously, I'll let you tell it, but because of reading your biography and doing a little bit of research on you, you do multiple instruments. Am I correct? How many
Yes.
instruments do you play?
I play 4.
Okay.
Well, the first instrument I ever learned, I started playing classical piano when I was like 6. So that helped me with everything music, like all the fundamentals. And then I learned the guitar, and then I learned the ukulele for Christmas. And then I just recently, I've had my drum set now for like 2 years, but I've been really getting into it recently. I wouldn't say I'm like the best drummer or anything, but it's definitely something that I find very fun to play.
You do your own songwriting as well, or do you do a lot of collaborations? Because I have a songwriter friend of mine, and it's hard for him to get across to an artist what you hear up here, whereas you can be the whole package. You can play all your own instruments, you can do your own drums, you can produce your music. I mean, with uh, internet and stuff like that, you can actually, sell your own. You're your own record label.
Yes.
So, good record. Hello.
That's funny, yeah.
Or
That's okay.
you could do AMC records, whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously LLC. Don't forget that. The LLC is the important part. Let's get down to what tours and artists have you performed with? Would you consider your favorites?
Oh, wow.
Don't
So
want to put you on the spot or nothing, but
last May, I opened for Tracy Lawrence, and Walker Montgomery was also an opener for him. That was awesome. That was like one of the best crowds I ever had, because like those people loved country music, and it was like really cool. Another one was definitely when I did the VIP lounge at Dirks Bentley, Teal Neal Towns, and John Party. That was an awesome concert.
wow.
I got to meet Tennille, and she was so sweet and awesome. Yeah, I also did a couple other VIP for some other artists that were down here, and it was also fun. But those 2 definitely stuck out to me the most.
Nice. I like to know you, like you said, very sweet girl.
Yes.
Looking beyond current times, what plans do you have for your musical career for after COVID-19's over with this year and beyond the future?
Well, I definitely want to start writing more relatable songs, since that's what I try to do now. But definitely more on past stories, perform at bigger venues with my band and everything, and just keep going, keep like doing everything that I'm doing right now, but growing while I'm doing it.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Any new music, EPs, or albums that you have coming out soon or next year that you're allowed to divulge?
Well, I have been writing a lot, but since everything basically got canceled, a lot of like the sessions for recording and everything got canceled too. So I don't have like a ETA for any of that, but there is some stuff coming soon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
I love your music, by the way, in case you didn't. I'm
Aw, thank you.
I'm a big proponent of my Florida artists. I don't feel we get a good enough rep. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, you got to, and I hate when you guys move to Nashville. Don't move to Nashville, stay in Florida.
Ah,
But I understand the premise. I mean, that's where the hub is. That's where all the, songwriters, the collaborators, the musicians, and even most of the record labels have outlets there. So
Yes.
I understand the premise of why everybody does it. I would like to see Florida do that. Miami was on the verge of doing that until they went just totally one type of genre of music. I mean, if they would have stayed open and let the country come in, they're getting a little bit better about letting some other country come in, but they're more on the pop, hip hop, I guess they call it top 40 type.
Yeah, basically.
All right. What are some of the struggles you as an artist have had and persevered through?
That's a good question. You have some questions I've never been asked before.
I try to be unique and fresh. I'm sure sometimes, and I know a lot of the other artists, they get tired of getting asked the same questions time after time. So who'd you meet? Who's your favorite artist? Anybody can do that. I want to bring something fresh to the table where people get to know your fans, supporters, like myself, get to know you.
Yes, thank you. Um, well, one of the struggles definitely was like just getting like around, I guess, and like letting people accept the fact that like in my middle school, I feel like a lot of people, since that was only last year, like I'm a freshman in high school, so since like in middle school, people were like less appreciative of that, so it was like almost taken for granted, and like it's like, I don't know. They always thought of it as competition, but I never wanted it to be that way. I just wanted to, and because I went to an arts middle school, so everyone was like constantly competing with each other, and I didn't feel it needed to be that way. So definitely like getting away from that, and definitely yeah, most just getting away from the competition.
The negative competition, because there is good competition. I mean, but that's where everybody uplifts, and that's really, you hit on a subject that's near and dear to my heart, because it seems that we, and when I'm talking we as the world, like to build things up, just to tear them down.
Yes.
Whatever happened to, okay, now they're up on the top of the hill, let them reach down and bring everybody else up to their level, and then they can go even higher, and we just keep elevating one another. That's my own personal opinion. Didn't mean to get off on a tirade, sorry, but
no, I agree.
that was one of the things. With the abundance of talented artists, both labeled and independent artists, how do you manage to stand out in the crowd?
I don't know. I kind of just do my thing, I guess. I go up there, sing my songs, and hope people like them. And try to do something different than everyone else, I guess.
Perfect answer.
Go in my own way.
Just be you.
Yeah.
That's all. So many people are out there, and I can name and even a few of today's big artists. They're not doing it for the music. They're not doing it for the fans. It's got to be a passion, and that's something that my songwriter friend taught. He said, "You can't do it for the money. You have to have a passion for this, because
Yes.
it's not a very nice industry in some aspects."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
totally.
we'll glaze it. We don't need to get into that part. We're on a positive up thing. All right. So, regarding your fans, supporters, and base, how do you manage to keep them engaged with all the hectic things that are going on, such as touring, writing, performing your music beforehand, and obviously now with the situation that is at hand that we're living?
Well, basically the same thing I just said. I just try to do everything like as much as I can. I try to give the fans that also can't come to my shows online, like a little sneak peek of what it would look like. Like yesterday, I did a live and I played some songs that I regularly do at my gigs. And then also just to be myself and try to, keep going.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool beans. That'll work. All right. We're done with all the biggie questions. Now we're on to some fun questions. Okay, minus the year. When's your birthday?
November 19th.
Because everybody knows a gentleman never asks a lady your age. So if you give away the year, everybody can tell. Your favorite color?
It's gonna sound like I'm such a bland person, but gray.
No, that's not bland. I mean, you want to know the funny thing? My house is gray. And actually, the inside of my house was gray until I repainted it because I figured whoever wants to buy it don't want a gray inside.
I love gray. Like it matches with everything. If you look on my Instagram, I used to only post pictures of me in a gray shirt. And I had like 20 shirts and they were all gray.
Well,
And then,
as you see, most of my shirts, well, when you see me, most all my shirts are dark. They're either black or they're gray. Favorite food?
pizza or chicken wings.
That's my girl.
Yeah, like definitely stuff that's like, I don't like fancy food. If I go to a fancy restaurant, I usually get like the kids' chicken tenders.
Right.
I'm not like a fancy food person.
Not divulging anything, just answer this question. When you do get your license, what vehicle would you prefer? Car, truck, Jeep, or something else? Maybe a horse?
I'm glad you said Jeep because that's exactly what I want. I want a Jeep Wrangler. But I'm not gonna need that for my first car because having a car is just like really cool, especially when I turned 16 because I just got my permit in November, so I've been driving around in my parents' vehicles. So a Jeep would be great.
That's very cool. I had a 1979 Levi limited edition Jeep Golden Eagle CJ7.
Oh wow, that's like.
Oh, it was nice. I could kick myself in the derriere for ever getting rid of it.
Oh.
All right. Favorite animal or animals?
I like dogs.
All right.
Dogs, definitely. I think that I have really bad allergies and I'm like allergic to everything and I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to dogs. But it's okay. I have 2 dogs and I am fine. But
Well, they have those dogs that supposed to be dander free, but I mean,
yeah.
people aren't supposed to have dander either, but we get it. Okay, now this one's a little personal, so you can answer it or you cannot answer it because of your age. Your first kiss. I don't want to know how old you were.
Maybe not this question.
Okay, that's why I give you a choice.
It's not because of my age. It's just like, I don't know.
Because of who it is?
No.
Well, see, and if you ever get hit with that question ever again, the obvious answer, my daddy. He's the first one that ever loved me. See?
Yes.
You always have one to fire back at him.
Yes. My daddy.
There you go, your dad. We already crossed the first instrument you ever played was the piano. And I believe you actually you answered my number 8 one with because I was going to ask you, have you ever had any classical or vocal training? And you said you trained on classical piano.
I did classical vocal lessons too. I was trained classically from 5th grade to 8th grade. I just recently stopped since I don't really need to learn that anymore because I don't go to the School of the Arts.
Do
But
you sing opera?
I don't sing opera. I sang folk music, so
Okay.
it's similar to opera, but not opera.
Well, I have a friend of mine. She's from Pennsylvania. Bailey James Gang. You may have seen her.
Oh, yeah.
She sings opera.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have a video of it. She was down at the mud pools down out by Brooksville out there one year, and I got to go out and see her, and we did a live stream, and
That's cool.
she pulled out some opera. I was like,
Yeah, it's weird. Like a lot of people don't tell people that they've sang or sung classical music. So yeah, I've done that.
okay, is there anything else that you would like for your viewers and fans or supporters to know?
Well, if they want to check me out on social media, they could, if they want to make it simple for themselves, they could look at my website, alyssamaricoonmusic.com, or my Facebook is at Alyssa Marie Coon Music, Instagram and Twitter at Alyssa Marie Coon.
Nice. Well, and I think you answered that one, because I was gonna. The next thing was how my fans and viewers keep track of all things Alyssa Marie Coons, and you just answered them all. Oh, my goodness. Well, I would like to very much say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule today, because I know it was a hectic day being at school, and I know you guys as artists, you all have been live streaming, and I wasn't going to come in, and I'm not on any of these and ask them to play any music. If they volunteer to play, I'll let them play a song, but other than that, I figure they've had just about enough of that, because most of you guys have been doing 5, 6, 7 days a week. I'm like, holy, they don't play that much when they were working. And they were getting paid more. So I would really, really like to say thank you for being my very, very first #1 artist to ever do Kicks Country Corner video chat.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun today.
Alrighty. Let me get over here to this.